Facebook Live. Here we are, we're live on our 3 Life Essentials page, and I have super exciting news today, and you're going to hear it here first. So, those of you who don't know me, my name's Amy Miller. I'm a crunchy mom, a researcher for all things natural for a little over 10 years, and together with my husband, we're the founders of 3 Life Essentials. We advocate wellness in all areas of our lives, in spiritual, in our lifestyle, in our healthcare. And today we're starting a new series of Facebook Lives called Free Fridays. And I'm actually going to see here if I'm able to, no, I don't see it here. Okay. Free Fridays. So where we're going to be talking freedom from junk, freedom from stank sometimes, freedom from dyes, freedom from complaints, freedom from just the weights that bog us down, and just experiencing life more abundantly and more fully and naturally. So I want you to, life's too short to live by someone else's rules, and this is where we can learn to live free together. So I would love to hear any specific topics that you guys want us to discuss. I'm definitely not an expert in a lot of things, but I am knowledgeable about a few things. So, and I love learning, and I believe that I can learn from others, and so hopefully you'll learn a little from me as well today. So remember that super exciting news. Okay, I have a gift just for those of you who are tuning in at the beginning here. It is a free 30-day trial and Instant Pot recipes throughout the whole month of July from our favorite meal planning service. It's called Plan to Eat. Anybody heard of Plan to Eat? Drop a 1 if you've ever heard of Plan to Eat. And if you're catching this on the replay, still comment, because I'm going to go back and be reviewing those for the next couple of days. So, but Plan to Eat is a company committed to helping busy families, busy moms like myself, and busy families to create healthy meals and share them with each other. Get your grocery lists on your computer and on your mobile device. And we've been using this service probably for a little over, maybe about 3 years now. And so they're giving you a free 30-day trial and all of the Instant Pot recipes for the month of July. And so all you need to do is go to bit.ly/, hey Stacy, July Instant Pot, okay? bit.ly / July Instant Pot. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about freeing ourselves of time. Hello? The very precious gift of time that there never seems to be enough of, and a little freedom from complaints too, because your family's really going to enjoy the recipes that come out of this. So we'll talk a little bit about what is an Instant Pot and where you can get one, some benefits of using the Instant Pot, and I'll show you what I do with my chicken, and then I'll share with you a recent recipe, a brand new recipe that I made just this week with the Instant Pot that was amazing. So, okay, so just to give a little quick recap, in case you guys don't know who I am, I'm Amy Miller, crunchy mom. I've been researching all things natural for probably a little over 10 years, and we just love advocating wellness. Okay, Stacy, you don't have one yet, but you really want one. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. I would love to hear how many of you have an Instant Pot. Drop a 2 if you own an Instant Pot. Even if you're catching this on the replay, comment, because I'm going to go back and check, and I want to hear, because we got this Instant Pot as a gift probably about, I want to say maybe last Christmas or the Christmas before, and I was so nervous to use it. Pressure cooker, I was nervous to use it. There's a little bit of a learning curve. And so it sat in a cabinet for about 6 to 8 months before I ever even used it. And I've heard that's actually pretty common among Instant Pot owners. And so hopefully we can break a little bit of the fear, dispel a little bit of the mystery, hopefully drop some of the learning curve in this today. But it is a pressure cooker. And the pressure cookers have been around for a long time, but they've now gotten really good with the technology of them. So they're not like this, dangerous, scary thing in the kitchen like they potentially were in the past. So it's an it's a pressure cooker. This is a 6-quart. And what it does is it functions a lot in similar ways as a crock pot, but it, because of pressure that builds up inside, it's able to cook things much more quickly. So if you are in your home and you want to cook healthy meals, but you are low on time and you want to maximize your time, this is a great tool to have in the kitchen. In fact, I'm simplifying a lot in my house over the next few months, purging and releasing a lot of things. And this is one of the things that's going to stay. Okay. So it has a little, let me show you. So you'll see here that you have to open and close it. You twist it and you'll hear a little noise that lets you know that you're opening it. Do you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear that or not. But so you take the lid off and it has this little valve here that allows you to seal everything. And this little dial here will pop up slowly as the pressure builds. And then it will give you a little audible notification that lets you know that the pressure is built up in here and it's cooking. It comes with a stainless steel liner, which I really like. I don't like dealing with Teflon or non-stick coatings that can be really unsafe for your body. So I like that that it comes with a stainless steel pot. Just a pro tip for you, which I do not have yet. Many Instant Pot owners will get a second liner pot. That way you can make a meal, be washing yours in the dishwasher, let's say, and then if you want to make something right away, again, then you have your liner ready to go and you can drop it in and you can make your next concoction for your family. So I'm curious, Stacy, I know you don't own an Instant Pot, but for those of you who do have an Instant Pot, how many of you actually use yours, or is yours just sitting around because you're kind of, the learning curve's a little steep? Drop a 3 if you have been just waiting to use it. I'm not sure what you're waiting on, but you're waiting like I was doing. Okay, so, and if you guys feel free to invite others to and share this broadcast with your friends right now, or others who would benefit from, maybe they've been wanting an Instant Pot, or maybe they already own an Instant Pot and want this great interaction with the meal planning and the Instant Pot recipes that I mentioned at the beginning. So anybody who's joining right now, make sure you go back to the beginning because you're going to want that 30-day trial and those Instant Pot recipes. So you said, my sister-in-law loves hers and uses it often. Yes. I'm getting, the more I learn about it and the more confident I am in using it, the more I'm using it. So I'll kind of show you what I started with. Well, okay, actually, let me back up and tell you, this is a 6-quart. I am an Amazon Prime member. Who loves Amazon Prime? Hello. And Amazon Prime, in case you didn't know, Amazon Prime will have Prime deals, and they're typically on Mondays and Tuesdays. So it's a great time to check in on Amazon and see if any of your favorite items are on a huge discount. And I just purchased the 8-quart, and I'm going to be getting rid of my 6-quart probably. I have 3 growing boys and a husband who eat big, and this is just not cutting it. It's going to be decent for most families, but if you have big eaters or a family over the size of four members, I would probably go with the 8-quart. It works well for most things, but if I'm making a soup or a stew that I'm wanting to double or make a little bit extra, it's a little too small for it. So just keep that in mind as you're getting ready to purchase your Instapot. And I got mine on Amazon. And I'm sure you can purchase it other places, but that's what I mostly hear about. Most people purchasing their Instant Pot on Amazon. And the one I just purchased, it's the 8-quart. I think it typically runs $130, and with the Amazon Prime deal, I was able to get it for $90. So it's definitely a great discount that you can look for if you've got that Prime discount. So how many of you use your Instant Pot regularly? And when I say regularly, like, I'm curious, Stacy, you said she uses it often. Does she use it like 1 or 2 times a week? I'm curious. Right now, I'm using mine about twice a week. But I think I can start using it more, and I keep finding new and more things that I can use it for. So, so the benefits of using the Instant Pot is, again, with the stainless steel, you're not using your Teflon coating surfaces or things like that. But then also you're cooking in much less time. So let me give you an example. So the first thing I started out with was a basic chicken. I felt like, I do crock pot chicken all the time, and I thought I could figure this out. So, whoops, it's catching. So FYI, this thing has a little sealing ring around it that you can see. It's removable. And you're going to want to, every time you use your Instant Pot, just kind of rinse that off. Sometimes I'll sanitize it in the dishwasher, but make sure it goes back in. Once or twice mine got left in the dishwasher, and then I was trying to cook without it, and it doesn't work so well. So I just put the chicken in, and you can put it in thawed or you can put it in frozen. And do what you're going to do to it. I usually add a little butter. I only add usually a tiny bit of water because it's going to make its own broth. And I love to add some of my essential oils. I usually add a few drops of oregano and thyme. Sometimes I'll do rosemary, or sometimes I'll even put a few drops of wild orange, which is great. So, so you'll put a few drops of the Stacy, yes, she does. So she does use it once or twice a week. I'm curious, for those of you who are using your Instant Pot regularly, comment below with how it's saving you time, because I'm very curious if you feel like it's saving you time and how it's saving you time, like what kinds of things has it cut off. So for me, it's the chicken a whole lot, and other things that I'm going to share with you. So I put the chicken in, put my essential oils in, and then I put the lid on. I make sure the vent is sealed, because you want that sealed so the pressure will build up. And then I'll put it on poultry, and it automatically sets it at 15 minutes. I typically, if it's a thawed chicken, then I will put it at maybe 25 minutes. And it's actually ready to go in 25 minutes. Now, if you want a crispier outside and you want to brown or sear your meat first before you cook it a little bit more, there is a saute on here that works really well. You can saute butter, you can saute vegetables and things like that before, and then you can also sear your meat before actually cooking it as well. If it's a frozen chicken, I usually bump it up to about 50 minutes, but the chicken's actually done cooked in that amount of time, which is amazing. And it tastes great, nice and juicy, great broth from there. So I love it. That's where I started with chicken. And then I experimented with bone broth. Now, I'd love to hear, for those of you, drop a 4 if you have ventured into making bone broth. And I see there's a few more on. Say hello if you, so I can know you're here. And in case you don't know who I am, my name is Amy Miller. I'm a crunchy mom, just sharing with you guys. I like to research a lot of natural things. So, and I like to share discoveries that I've found. So I started making bone broth a few years ago. And it's really beneficial to the body. Very healthy, tastes great, and we use it all the time. But since this is not all about bone broth, I'm not going to go into details about that. But it used to take me anywhere between 2 to 3 days to make my bone broth. And now, not all that is me doing the work all that time, but it's just time intensive as it sits on the counter and is cooking and things like that, especially with beef bones that take a little bit longer. And so, but I was able to make my chicken bone broth in my Instant Pot in about, from very, very start to very, very finish, in about 3 hours. And that's from putting the bones in and the vegetables in and allowing it to sit and letting the apple cider vinegar pull out the minerals and the nutrients from the bones. And Stacy, you want to know more about bone broth? Okay, maybe we'll do another one just specifically on bone broth, because it's become so valuable in our family. We use it when somebody has a tummy issue, because it's so healing to the body. If you happen to remember your great-grandmother saying, drink some chicken soup when you're ill, that's what that is. It's not the same that you get at the store that has the chicken broth. It's totally not the same. These are nutrients that are pulled from the bones of the chicken or the cow, and so much nutrition, amino acids, healing properties to the body. And it's so easy to make in your Instant Pot. And once you have it made, you can use it when you're making rice, beans. I could go on and on about bone broth. And it's so easy to make for your family. So yes, I'll do another one time, Stacy, on bone broth. Okay. So the last recipe I just discovered, and this was through my Plan to Eat app, and through the free 30 days of the Instant Pot recipes. It's called Instant Pot Potato Salad with Magical Bacon Superpowers. Hello? I know people are out there going, yes, that. So I made this. Well, my plan was to make it for the 4th of July weekend, which I didn't get to do, but I made it the next week. And so I'll share with you a little bit that's in it, but you guys are going to want to make this. So make sure if you're joining near the end, go back to the beginning and you can catch the little tip I gave you about the link to be able to get these recipes. But so you put your potatoes in, and if you don't like to do potatoes for your family, an easy substitute is to do rutabagas and or parsnips. But if you want to go all out with your red potatoes, you're going to do eggs and water and mayonnaise. And we love to do our Primal Kitchen mayonnaise because it has no sugar in it. And then if you like a little bit more mustardy potato salad, you can add a little bit more mustard. This recipe does call for mustard, but not quite as much for a mustard potato salad. But you can always change that ratio. Calls for maple syrup and salt, and it calls for red and green onion. Now, I'm not an onion girl. I don't really like, typically if I have red or green onion in a recipe, I sometimes will leave it out. I left these in this time because I was doing it for a group of people who, my family who does love, my extended family who does love red and green onions, so I wanted to kind of appeal to them, so we left them in. And I actually was pleasantly surprised that it was really good. There was an occasional bite here and there that I was not okay with, a little too oniony for me, but it was really, really good. So, so check out that recipe, and I'd love to hear also for those of you who own an Instant Pot, how is it helping you create some healthier meals? I would love to hear. Comment below with how it's helping you create some healthy meals. So anybody have any questions? Stacy, do you have any questions? I know there's somebody else on, but I don't see you. So if you have any questions about the Instant Pot, or if you want to share something that you have, feel free. Okay, well, I'm about to sign off. Don't forget to go back to the beginning for that bonus tip. And this has been a great, fun week, our first free Friday. And I hope you guys all enjoyed us. Don't forget to share this with your friends. And if you want to get notifications, I think in the top corner, you can click on notifications because we're going to be doing this every Friday. And, whoops. In fact, you can turn on the notification right now. That way you can find the series and go back to it. We're so happy that you guys tuned in, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.